If you've just started playing Star Wars Outlaws on PC and you want to make it look even better and have a much nicer experience, then I've got a few tips on settings to change in the game that will improve the overall experience. Not just for making your photos look a bit nicer, but just for making the experience better, the gameplay nicer, the FPS higher, and more. The first thing you want to do is to go into the settings and the launch options in Ubisoft Connect. So if you click on the three dot icon, you can go into the property settings and then change one of the launch options. So click on the three dots, click manage, and then click properties, and you will find the launch options from there. I'm going to make a slight change to this for the add launch arguments. What you want to do is put minus unlocked maxed settings. There's actually a hidden settings option in the game which you can't access unless you do this. It's basically in the graphics settings. For some reason, they put it behind this lock option. So what you need to do is do that, then launch the game as you normally would. Once you've done that, you can then make some tweaks to the overall settings. Keep in mind you'll need a good PC in order to do this. Obviously, a high-end GPU will make the most of this setting. But under the graphics settings, you'll find that under quality options, there's now a setting called Outlaw, which wasn't there before, which gives you an improved overall experience. You can also scroll down and turn on NVIDIA RTX Direct Lighting, assuming you've got an NVIDIA GPU, and set that to max, and that will give you an improved ray tracing experience for even better visuals. Now, obviously, these settings might be a bit punishing if you have a lesser graphics card, so keep that in mind, but if you want to make the most of the visuals, then that's one way that you can do it. And next up is the cinematic bars. So as standard on a 16:9 monitor, you have these black bars at the top and bottom. I personally don't like these, and they do detract from the experience when it's a bit squashed down, but it's a personal preference, but you can turn them off. So if you go into the settings options, and under the video settings, you'll find there's a section here called Cinematic Display Mode. Left click that to turn it to fill screen and then apply. And this will then fill the entire screen instead of putting the black bars at the top. Now, obviously, you don't have as much left and right view, but you could change the FOV slider if you wanted to improve that. The other thing is you'll find, as standard, the game runs at around 30 FPS and below. I've got a 4090, so I should be able to crank up the settings a bit. What you want to do is head over to the video settings, and in there you'll find there's a cinematic frame rate option which is set to locked as default, which is actually setting it to 30 FPS. Change that to unlocked, and that'll then allow the game to run at a high FPS, making it a bit smoother, or at least giving you a better experience. And you can also turn on it NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, which helps reduce system latency. I'd recommend setting that to on plus boost to improve your experience there. Scroll down a bit and you'll find that NVIDIA DLSS is turned on as standard. If you turn on frame generation and ray reconstruction, this also might help improve the visuals a bit further. DLSS obviously upscales the visuals anyway and improves the overall experience while helping with your FPS count, so it's worth using these and tweaking them to see what improves things for your overall experience. My final tip is for a gameplay experience. The lockpicking mechanic requires you to hit a button in time with the music, but I found this frustrating and I didn't like it. The good news is you can actually change it in the gameplay setting. So over in settings, head over to the gameplay options and scroll down, and in there you'll find a mini-game section and the lockpicking rhythm challenge, which you can just turn off completely. I really like this addition to the game because it means that when you interact with any lock in the game, you can just press your mouse button and lock it in automatically and then just go through without having to do that lock-picking minigame every time. This makes for a much more enjoyable experience in my mind. Obviously, it's personal preference. Whether you're good at doing this lock-picking challenge and want to do it with every lock is up to you, but the fact that you can turn it off is really nice. Hopefully this has helped give you a better experience with the game. It is really good looking with these settings turned on. I've found, especially in the open world areas, everything looks a lot nicer, but it does obviously depend on your system. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Thanks for watching.